Under the blistering 2000 BC sun, the expansive desert near Mamre unfolds like a canvas painted with heat and light. In this rugged land near Hebron, where the sand dances in shimmering waves and the horizon shimmers with the promise of secrets, an ancient tale awakens. At the entrance of a modest tent, Abraham, a 99-year-old man etched with countless stories of endurance and wisdom, sits quietly. His eyes, dark and searching beneath a weathered brow, gaze out over the barren landscape as if in silent communion with the mysteries of time. Inside the tent, Sarah, graceful and dignified despite the passing years, tends to her daily tasks with a calm assurance that belies the wonder of the moment. Around them, carefully orchestrated movements of devoted servants echo the sacred rhythm of nomadic life. Gentle steps on sun-baked earth, whispered prayers mingling with the desert breeze, and the steady clatter of preparations imbued with age-old hospitality. Every detail, from the way the fabric of the tent sways in the wavering heat to the soft murmur of the wind stirring memories of the past, speaks to a life steeped in tradition and quiet anticipation. In this simple encampment, where each gesture is imbued with reverence and every meal prepared speaks of care, the stage is unknowingly set for an extraordinary encounter. The energy of the desert, both relentless and tender, hints that this day is unlike any other. Today, a divine presence is poised to step from the realm of myth into the hearts of these humble dwellers. Here, amid the ordinary routines of survival, destiny stirs. A stirring that will transform a quiet, sunlit afternoon into the most consequential dinner party in history, where the boundaries between mortal life and celestial mystery gently begin to blur. In the midst of this ancient tranquility, the horizon suddenly transforms as three enigmatic figures emerge, stepping onto the stage of the desert like shimmering mirages. Their arrival is subtle, yet impossible to ignore. As the golden light intensifies, these visitors move with an otherworldly grace so refined that it seems the very air around them vibrates with silent reverence. Abraham, who had been lost in his quiet vigil, lifts his gaze to behold the scene unfolding before him. His eyes narrow against the glare of the sun, and his heart quickens as he registers an ethereal quality in the trio's measured approach. The subtle shift in the atmosphere signals that these are no ordinary travelers. Their presence carries hints of divine purpose and ancient promise. Without hesitation, Abraham is stirred by the sacred duty of hospitality instilled in him over a lifetime. Despite his advanced years, every motion is imbued with the urgency to honor these otherworldly guests. Around him, his devoted servants commence a silent symphony of preparation. The best calf is summoned without delay, fresh bread is readied, and curds along with milk are arranged in honor of the remarkable visitors. The desert itself seems to whisper in acknowledgement. The rustle of small creatures, the paws of grazing animals, and even the wind ceases momentarily, as if paying homage. A gentle, almost imperceptible glow seems to crown the visitors, marking them as carriers of an unseen light. In this moment, the boundaries between the human and the celestial blur elegantly. The timeless pulse of the ancient earth beats in tandem with Abraham's quickened pulse, heralding a divine encounter that promises to weave eternal destiny into the fabric of mortal life. Under the shelter of majestic, time-worn trees, the day softens into a serene and golden afternoon as Abraham's humble table becomes the nexus of the extraordinary. Here, the divine guests settle among the earthly, transforming an ordinary meal into a sacred communion. With every measured gesture and quiet glance, the visitors reveal the profound promise that hangs like a luminous thread over the gathering. It is within this sacred dining space that a radiant vision unfolds, a vision where the impossible is made tangible and destiny is reimagined. Without spoken word, their presence conveys a monumental promise. A son shall be born, a legacy destined to defy both time and age. In this quiet moment, the narrative of eternity dances with the fragile human spirit. Even as Sarah, sheltered within the tent's threshold, bears witness to the unfolding miracle, her emotions ripple gently beneath a composed exterior. A soft, fleeting laughter escapes her, a delicate mixture of incredulity and secret hope. This muted reaction, though as transient as a desert breeze, is captured by the essence of the divine visitors, who, with a wisdom that encompasses all, acknowledge even the smallest whisper of doubt. Meanwhile, Abraham's countenance shifts subtly. His hands tremble as the weight of the celestial promise settles upon him. Every prepared dish, every carefully placed artifact of hospitality becomes a testament to the fragile intersection of mortal need and divine intervention. The ambiance is charged with the light of a destiny redefined, each shadow and ray of sunlight embodying the timeless truth that nothing is beyond the reach of the divine. Within the gentle interplay of light and dark, of hope and human reservation, the promise of life and renewal takes form. A promise that transcends the boundaries of human expectation and invites every soul to witness the convergence of heaven and earth. Here, in this tranquil yet charged moment, Abraham's life is immortalized through the soft glow of faith and the eternal embrace of divine mystery. As the golden afternoon ripens into an atmosphere charged with an unmistakable tension, the narrative shifts toward a moment of profound reckoning. The gentle cadence of the meal gives way to a silent symphony of inner resolve as a divine conversation unfolds in the space between mortal heartbeats and celestial decrees. The divine presence, having first delivered the promise of renewal, now casts its gaze towards Sodom, a city marked by transgression and shadow. The air thickens with the gravity of fate as Abraham, compelled by an inner fire and a deep desire for mercy, embarks upon an act of sublime intercession. In his resolute silence, he begins a process of divine bargaining, a heartfelt plea that resonates across the timeless desert. In his mind, Abraham envisions the city weighed down by iniquity, yet wonders if pockets of righteousness might still exist amid the immoral throngs. His thoughts, rising like fervent prayers, articulate the hope that if 50 righteous souls could be found, perhaps the scales of divine justice would tip in favor of compassion. This supplication gains momentum, softening its count from 50 to 45, then steadily descending to 40, 30, 20, and finally resting on the hope of 10 righteous souls whose virtue might intercede on behalf of an entire city. Throughout this silent negotiation, the desert itself becomes a canvas upon which Abraham's plea is painted in bold, unyielding strokes. The natural world, its stillness, its shimmering heat, the pause in every whispered breeze, bears witness to the interplay between human vulnerability and divine patience. In this sacred dialogue, the celestial counters the mortal negotiation with an aura of measured compassion, allowing each humble petition to echo in the vast expanse of eternity. The exchange is a dance of contrasts, the resolute spirit of a man seeking mercy and the expansive wisdom of a divine presence that considers every soul with infinite care. This moment, heavy with the weight of destiny and the promise of transformation, underscores a timeless truth, that even in the face of impending judgment, the power of intercession can inspire hope and alter fates. As the desert sun casts long shadows over the trembling earth, Abraham's silent negotiation forms an eternal hymn of faith, a testament to the enduring courage required to challenge destiny and to trust in the profound mercy that flows from the heart of the divine. As the day's warmth softens into the cool embrace of evening, the divine encounter draws toward a poignant close. Two ethereal figures, wrapped in a quiet majesty, begin their solemn departure, their graceful steps charting a silent course toward the distant city of Sodom. In the deepening twilight, their presence diminishes gradually, leaving behind a lingering sense of mystery and a promise of judgment mingled with grace. The divine guest, however, remains with Abraham a while longer, a final, silent benediction that envelops the patriarch in a profound sense of destiny fulfilled. Standing at the crossroads of what has been and what shall come, Abraham feels the lasting impact of this extraordinary day. His hands, still trembling from the weight of divine promise, and his eyes, reflecting a newly kindled light, speak of a quiet transformation wrought by the sacred meeting. In the interplay of fading light and gathering dusk, the desert becomes a canvas upon which the legacy of that day is gently inscribed. A legacy built upon the principles of mercy, intercession, and the humble power of hospitality. Through every measured step and every stirred emotion, the narrative portrays a moment of profound revelation. That welcoming the divine, even if only for a brief encounter, forever alters the tapestry of human destiny. In this intimate pause between day and night, heaven and earth meet in a silent accord, leaving an indelible mark upon upon every heart that dares to believe in the miraculous. In the final heartbeat of this ancient tale, the narrative gently calls on every listener to examine the power of radical hospitality and sincere intercession. Let this timeless story remind you that every chance encounter may carry the spark of heaven into our everyday lives. Reflect on how a simple act of welcoming a stranger might open doors to miraculous possibility. Embrace the legacy of Abraham's quiet courage and allow it to inspire you to keep your heart open and your hands ready to serve. In a world of fleeting moments, remember that even the gentlest gesture may hold the promise of the divine.